When I was in college, my friends used to sing a song called Power. It went like this. Give me the warm power of the sun. Give me the steady flow of a waterfall. Give me the spirit of living things as they return to clay. Give me the restless power of the wind. Give me the comforting glow of a wood fire. But won't you take all your atomic poison power away? I am here to tell you that we will be safer with more of that atomic poison power. To do this, I will make 3 points. Climate change caused by carbon emissions threatens both property and lives. We can't solve our carbon emissions problem without including nuclear power in the mix. The risks of nuclear power are less than the risks of unchecked climate change. In 2009, the government of the Maldives held a cabinet meeting underwater to publicize the risk of global warming to this low-lying Indian Ocean nation. The Maldives lie an average of 7 feet above sea level, and the government fears that they will be wiped out if climate change is not checked. But it's not only the Maldives that's at risk from climate change. In 2015, the UK's Met Office reported that the average global temperature was more than 1 degree centigrade higher than pre-industrial levels. Most of that increased heat goes to our oceans, whose surface temperature has been increasing at a rate of 0.11 degrees centigrade per decade. More carbon dioxide also means that our oceans are becoming more acid. Warmer, more acid oceans mean melting sea caps, rising sea levels, changes in weather patterns, and a threat to the lives of many species upon which we depend for food. What does this mean for California? In 2012, the National Research Council projected that segments of California's coast could see a sea level rise as high as 66 inches by the year 2100. A 2013 study for the city of Los Angeles, prepared by the University of Southern California Sea Grant Program, reported that 2 power plants, 2 wastewater treatment plants, and the Port of Los Angeles in LA are all 10 feet above sea level. The city's roads and water systems are at risk due to sea level rise and associated storm surge. Public health could be at risk due to the vulnerability of the city's drinking water system to floods. But it's not just sea level rise. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change projects that global warming will lead to an increase in hydroclimatic intensity. This means that humid regions will get more humid and dry regions will get even drier. In 2014, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration concluded that between 8 and 27% of the intensity of the drought between 2012 and 2014 was caused by climate change. Already, we are ill-prepared for the current drought. Are we ready to see it get even worse? I first saw it as a scimitar, hooked for evisceration, whose grip swung out from the mountains of Camp Pendleton. On Saturday night, it was a spear pointed at my mother's house. Yesterday, it was a child playing hopscotch with fingers of flame behind a bald man's head. What will it be today or tomorrow? My husband wrote this on his blog the day the old fire menaced my mother-in-law's house in San Bernardino. Drought brings fire. Already, California's 3 most destructive fires have come since 1990. Are we ready to see our fires get even worse? Drought brings crop failure. Remember the Dust Bowl? California's agriculture system has withstood the drought so far, but at a cost in groundwater depletion that cannot be sustained. A drier California would put both property and lives at risk. But can't we reduce our dependence on coal and gas and get rid of nuclear power by turning to renewable energy? As a matter of fact, we can't. Renewable energy is necessary, but it's not enough by itself. One of the biggest sources of renewable energy is biomass, and that would actually increase our carbon emissions for the next 40 years. Solar energy is very helpful for peak energy demand, but it's too variable to handle our base load. In order to replace coal in our base load, we need nuclear power. We can't afford to throw solutions away. But what about the risks of nuclear power? These have to be compared to the risks of unchecked climate change. Consider Fukushima, one of the two worst nuclear disasters. This was a rare event caused when a nuclear power plant withstood an unexpectedly high earthquake but was not prepared for the flooding of the huge tsunami that followed. But how many lives were lost due to Fukushima? A study by the World Health Organization 2 years after Fukushima concluded that even among nuclear power plant workers, the increased cancer incidence would be so low as to be undetectable. For comparison, 15,000 lives were lost due to the tsunami itself. And the World Health Organization estimates that between 2030 and 2050, 250,000 additional lives will be lost due to climate change as a result of malnutrition, malaria, diarrhea, and heat stress. Pick your poison. Nuclear power or climate change? I know which one I consider safer.